Second idea, fast. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hey drummers, how's it going? It's Alex once again, bringing you some more fun-free drumming ideas. For this week's lesson, we've got a rather snazzy looking drum fill. We get a chance to use it? Probably not. Is it slightly gratuitous? Definitely. But does it look cool and sound good? Yes, it does. All right, so I've stolen this idea from numerous drummers on YouTube and Instagram, and it took me a little while to work out what was going on, but ultimately all you're doing is you're just sort of playing your hands as a unit, and then obviously you're going to sort of like fill in some gaps with your foot. We're going to be using the floor tom and the hi-hat. We're going to get some crossover together. The hands are going to be working, like I said, together. Bit of interplay with the kick drum. Like I said, predominantly hi-hat, floor tom. We will bring in the snare towards the end. We can look at this as straight 16th notes, and then we'll look at a 16th note triplet option. So if you like this little intro and you want to give this bad boy a crack, stick around and I shall proceed to break it down. Here we go. All right, so we'll kick things off with the straight 16th note variation. And what we're going to do, just keep your hands nice and open. So right hand on the floor tom, left hand on the hi-hat. And we're going to learn this sort of 7-note pattern, which is going to go hands, kick, hands, kick, hands, kick, kick. All right, so if we were counting, it'd be 1 E and a 2 E and. All right, so it goes up to the and a beat 2. 1 E and a 2 E and. Now if we repeat that again, we get 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E. And then that leaves us with and a of beat 4. For that, we're just going to bring the hands together, hit the flam on the snare, do another little kick, and then we'll pop 2 crashes, if you've got 2 crashes, with a kick as well. And that'll be beat 1 of your next bar. Okay, so you can get that little double pump on the bass drum as you go back round. So the last 2 notes, because we might as well clean these up now, is going to be. If you didn't want to do the flam, kick, kick and crash as an ending, you can sort of like take the and-a of beat 4 and you can turn it into 32nd notes, play 4 notes there. That sounds quite nice. You could rip that around the kit. Just, you know, for simplicity's sake, we're going to keep it so the hands are always working as a unit until we get to the 16th note triplet variation. So let's see if we can put it all together. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a crash. All right, and obviously that crash is beat 1. All right, so let's take that pattern, we'll keep it nice and slow, then we'll just sort of pop that crash and then carry on with the groove, do a couple of bars, and then just sort of loop that round as a little sequence. So here we go. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Another beat. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Here we go. All right, let's speed that up just a tiny bit. One time. Okay, so that's the feel, that's how it's sort of going to fit in musically. Now what we're going to do just to snazz this up, we're going to, if you think of it this way, it's actually quite a nice way of keeping tabs of whereabouts you are in the fill. And what we'll do with our hands, we'll go open, crossed, open for the first pattern, and then the same again for the second pattern. Open, crossed, open. So you get. If you wanted to, you could also sort of like cross your hands over with each hit of your hands. That'd be. It doesn't really matter. You can start off cross, then open, then cross, then crossed, open, cross. For now, I'm just going to go with open, cross, open, open, cross, open, and then you can hear that little 7-note pattern which sort of loops round twice. Like I said, it's quite nice, easy. It sort of works as a checkpoint. Da 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 bish, and then you've got it. So let's see if we can stick that into a groove. Let's go for like a boom. Turn my voice back up. All right, so that's one option you've got. If you wanted to, you could sort of like slightly rearrange the actual sticking pattern. A nice idea for this, and I find it actually slightly easier to sort of like get out of it doing that sort of ending phrase is if we start off as we did the last time. So we've got 1 E and 2 E and, so that's going to be hands kick, hands kick, hands kick, kick. And then for the second one we go hands kick, hands kick, hands kick. So that'll still be the same 7 notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then finish the same way. If we were to do that, it would be again, we can cross the hands over. And if you were to do that, that little phrase, then you'd have like open, cross, open, open, cross, open, open. If you see what I mean, because you're going to get the double at the end. Okay, some of you might find that a little bit easier because you haven't got to worry about that double kick, then the flam, and then another double kick afterwards. All right, so what I'll do now, I'll get a medium tempo groove going, and then we'll play both of those sticking patterns round. So I'll just alternate between the two, but I'll just keep it to open, cross, open, open, cross, open. But like I said earlier, you can sort of mix it up like however you want to sort of like throw your hands around the kit. So that would sound a bit like this. We will speed it up in a second, or when we pop up there at the end. But like I said, medium tempo. About here. So look at that second one. First one again. And one more, the other one. Alright, so that's our sort of straight 16ths idea. You can do the same thing. We'd obviously have to tweak the sticking pattern because we're going to play little groups of 6 as opposed to groups of 7. But each of these groups of group of 6 will just occupy one beat. And it's going to be the same sticking like each time. It's going to sound quite nice. What we've got, again, just keep your hands open for this. We're going to go hands, kick, hands, kick, kick. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I quite like to, on beat 4, just sort of mix it up a tiny bit. You could sort of like crash, or get some like 16th note triplets, just single strokes on the snare. So that would be. Starting off with a nice flam because it brings the hands together. One more time. Or we could go crash. That sounds quite nice. In terms of crossing your hands over, you've got a few options. The safe one would be. So depending on whether you start open or crossed over, it'd be like open, cross, cross, kick, kick, cross, kick, open, open, kick, kick. That's confusing. Let's try that. I'll do it a little bit faster. So that's open, cross, cross, kick, kick, cross, kick, open, open, kick, kick, open, kick, cross, cross, kick, kick. Kick, kick, crash, and that's how it would end. If you're feeling really brave, you can go. So when you're doing the double hands, you can go pwa pwa, so you can go cross open, so you go. We get that faster. I've not practiced this one. That's wrong. That one's going to need some practice. There's a couple of options there. You can have some fun with that. Obviously, you just got to pick depending on what particular context you're playing, if you'll ever get a chance to use this. But I don't know, if there's that little moment where the drummer gets one little break or just one bar to do something and you haven't got to worry about sort of like interfering with vocals, guitar, bass, pop this bad boy in there because I think that'll get the crowd going, at least. Okay, right, let's play around with this idea, chuck it into some groove. It's going to be quite fast, even if I'm sort of like going here. Try some crossover. Can I do the hard one? Let's see if I can do this. try that again. Can we get it? It feels stiff. I need to sort of let my muscle memory sort of sink into that one. But again, it's a real fun little idea to play around with. It does look cool. So if you spent a bit more time than I have on this one, because it's sort of like a little concept I've been playing around with the last sort of few days, intermittently, I've definitely got to sort of develop some muscle memory, so especially for that kick. I don't know, with a bit of time, I reckon I can get that sounding good. So all I'll do now is I'll pop up there, and we'll just look at the two we did at the start, the two variations of the straight 16ths, and then we'll play around with that nice little 16th note triplet variation, and then I'll come and say goodbye. So here we go. Nice and slow. 1, 2, 3. Crossover. Let's have a look at that other one. 1, 2, 3. Right, let's crank up that first idea. We'll go with a more sort of like... Second idea, fast. 1, 2, 3, 4. Note triplet idea. Not you. Let's get some crossovers in there. I bottled it. Let's try a bit faster. 1, 2, 3. So much fun. Alright guys, so there it is. I hope you enjoyed that lesson. Thank you very much for watching. If you did like it, hit that thumbs up button. That always sort of helps me out with the whole algorithm thing, which has not been doing me any favours as of late. If you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button and hit that little bell icon as well if you want to get notified every time a new lesson comes out. We have got another lesson coming up this week on the website. So this is for the guys that sponsor this channel. We'll be looking at breaking down the infamous John Bonham drum break at the end of Rock and Roll by Led Zeppelin. It's got some lovely little fills in there. And we'll play around, sort of like dissect it, break it down, see if we can steal a few components from it. Although we've probably covered quite a lot of it on the channel anyway. But that's something we'll do. So if you're a sponsor, head over to alexribchesterdrums.com. By the end of the week, it should be up there now. If you haven't signed up, go and check it out. Just give it a month. It's £5 for a month, which works out maybe about $6 for the month. And in that time, you can just consume all the content that's up there. It's probably close to 100 hours extra worth of lessons on there that you won't find on YouTube. So once again, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you very soon for some more fun free drumming ideas. All right, bye.